What's up, YouTube? We're back with the story of Secret Empire. This is just a special holographic type, not custom cover or anything like that. It's just something that I got from the comic book store for getting the very first issue of Secret Empire. Kind of cool. Turns from Captain America's new shield, which can actually split off at like this part right here, I believe, and act as like a double shield. But then it goes to the Hydra symbol. Hence Secret Empire. Alright, so right now, because this is literally the Secret Empire story, a part of the main. This is the main Secret Empire story. These are also a few issues that kind of go on during Secret Empire. I really won't get into very much of those. This one's Brave New World. Brave New World number 2. We get more into the new character that debuted for these series, the Patriot. And that is actually a suit that Tony Stark's AI ended up giving him. To find out more why Tony Stark is not around, but his AI is, I will definitely do a video on the Secret War, or the Civil War. Civil War number 2. But anyway, moving on. We also got Uprising, where Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, she goes around to the champions to recruit them and kind of puts them in a Red Room type situation and trains them that way and to take over the Hydra Empire. And you also got Secret Empire United and Secret Empire Underground, where pretty much the good Avengers, because Secret Empire actually ends up having their own Avengers also, but this kind of takes place with the good Avengers doing their part to stop the Secret Empire. But anyway, I won't get into all of these necessarily, but there were so much more than just these as far as like what happens during the Secret Empire. But yeah, like every single issue, well, basically every single issue from the Marvel Universe, it contains something about the Secret Empire, or well, almost every single issue, such as like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel, and even the Guardians had a part in it, I believe. But it started with these 3 books and these 3 in a row. So you start with U.S. Avengers number 5. That's the opening for Secret Empire. And you go to Thunderbolts number 12, which is also the opening to Secret Empire. Then after that, you go to Steve Rogers' Captain America number 16. There he is in his new suit, just before his Hydra suit kicks in. If you notice here, I'm trying to find the exact point. Well, anyway, if you notice here in the cover art, Winter Soldier's arm has the Thunderbolt symbol on it because it got ripped off when he was running away from Captain America, and they ended up making him a new one with the Thunderbolt symbol on it, because he's a part of the Thunderbolts now. There he is fighting Baron Zemo. But yeah, so anyway, I'm not going to get too much into all of the stuff that happened like before and during the Secret Empire. I'm gonna focus more on the story of Secret Empire, but definitely check out everything that happened in between because it kind of goes more in depth of what they were experiencing, like what they're experiencing in New York, what they're experiencing outside of Earth, and stuff like that. So definitely check out all those different series. Usually they're only like 2 to 3 books long, I believe, maybe like 4 or so. It really wasn't that much time span in the Secret Empire for the separate storylines, um, for the most part. But anyway, so you got start off with Secret Empire number 0. Oh, and what I was mentioning before, the reason why I was showing you all these is because I'm going to do a couple separate videos on this. That way I can kind of try to keep it as short as possible. But yeah, I'm going to do, like, there's 10 issues in all for the main storyline. That's the 10th issue. That's it. That's Steve Rogers' new Hydra suit. But there's also Secret Empire Omega I'll go over. This is actually a variant cover for it. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, I'll go over that last, of course. And yeah, so we'll get started with number 0. I also have Free Comic Book Day 1, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'll try to get through at least half of them. Maybe I'll see how the timer's running. But yeah, so let's get started. Number 0. I'm actually going to take it out of its packages. I took most of them out, but slide this one in. Oh, sorry about that. So anyway, Secret Empire number 0. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it and show you some of the artwork. I've already read through all these, so I'm not going to reread 100% through them all like I did with the Black Panther videos. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a breakdown of what's happening. Try not to give you too much spoilers, but yes, warning, there may be spoilers. So, got number 0 here, and basically, what's happening is, here, I'll give you the rundown of it. I will read you all the rundowns for them. Secret Empire, Captain America's reality has been secretly rewritten by Kobik, a sentient cosmic cube acting under the influence of the Red Skull in Rogers' new history. A Hydra agent recruited Steve to the villainous organization as a child, and he was raised to believe in their ideology, the strong ruling the weak, for the good of all. He'll stop at nothing to bring Hydra into power, and after taking over from Maria Hill as director of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's finally ready to make his move. So yeah, this all pretty much happens during the Avengers Standoff series. And Steve Rogers is still an old man in that series, or well, at the beginning of the series and towards the end, he gets transformed by Kobik, and that's where the Steve Rogers comics, which I know probably a lot of people didn't really get into because of that whole first issue of him saying "Hail Hydra," but if you actually kind of like follow through, it goes back in time a lot. He has a lot of flashbacks back in time. Explains a lot of his new history that was rewritten for him, and new history that was written for him, and basically it just kind of flows. It intertwines with the Thunderbolts. I'm sorry, intertwines with the Thunderbolts, and in the Thunderbolts, it's where Kobik is, and Steve Rogers kind of going off on his own thing, and they run into each other. Steve Rogers always looking for Bucky. He knows that he has Kobik, and he knows what Kobik can do. Kobik was born during the Avengers Standoff series, and was then taken after Bucky, or well, after everybody got released, or not really released, but after they all escaped from Pleasant Hill, which was the prison that Shield had built to make everybody think that they were someone who they really weren't. But I'll do another video on that later, kind of go more in depth on what happened in Pleasant Hill. But basically, when some of the villains that escaped, Bucky recruited them, and they became the Thunderbolts. And their main mission was to keep Kobik safe. And that basically was a short storyline that led right into Secret Empire, alongside Steve Rogers, Captain America, also led right into Secret Empire. You can also read Sam Wilson's Captain America that had a part in the Secret Empire as well, which is actually part of the reason right now why Sam Wilson is no longer Captain America in the comics, why he reverted back to being the Falcon, but he's still a part of the Avengers, but he's just not. He's in a totally different suit even too, which I realized that the Captain America suit was totally new, and it feels like it didn't happen that long ago, but I believe it was actually back in 2015, 2014 that it actually happened. So yeah, it's been a few years. He's had a pretty decent run as Captain America. But yeah. So in Avengers Standoff, once Captain America as an old man is fighting Crossbones, and Crossbones, for once, and I'm fairly certain comic history, is just about beating Cap to a pulp. And actually, Captain America himself even admits that, hey, I'm gonna die. This is the first that I actually feel like I'm gonna die. Kobik comforts him, finds him beaten on the ground, and it's like, here, I can save you, and turns him young again. And then he completely does a 360 and just pulverizes Crossbones, just like the good old days. And then in the Steve Rogers Captain America, find out that what Kobik did was actually turn him into Hydra, because she was raised by the Red Skull. She was raised by those ideals that, hey, Hydra's good. So, so basically, in a way, she's kind of innocent in all this. And that's me going by what I know is going to happen towards the end of Secret Empire. So you guys be the judge for yourselves on that one. Anyway, I'm going to get right back into Secret Empire. So that's kind of everything that's been happening since, or that leads up to Secret Empire storyline. Basically, you got Shield Command, Captain America, and Sharon Carter. When Sharon Carter is not on his side, he kind of kidnaps her and just kind of holds her prisoner. Like, he wants her to believe in the ideals that he believes in, because he loves her. He doesn't want to lose her. But she just isn't going for it. Over in Michigan, you have Ironheart and Iron Man. Alpha Flight Station, you have the Ultimates, which right now are consisting of Captain Marvel, American Chavez, Spectrum, Blue Marvel, Quasar, and Hyperion. The Guardians, Rocket and Groot, Star-Lord, Gamora, Hydra Forces, Baron Zemo, Army of Evil. In New York City, you have the Defenders, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil, Spider-Woman, Doctor Strange, Cloak and Dagger, Wasp, Rogue, and the Uncanny Avengers. So, yeah, that usually, like, with big stories like this, they kind of give you a rundown of all the characters that are going to be featured in this issue. And so basically, this is basically talking about his rise to power. Like, you see the Chitauri forces trying to invade Earth, and the Ultimates are up there trying to fend them off. Captain America knows exactly what's going to happen. Carol is trying to explain to him that, hey, something's wrong. We're not going to be able to hold it. She wants them to put up a giant force field they had talked about. There's a idea that Earth could be protected by a force field that could be lifted and dropped at any moment. And she is basically telling Captain America while fighting all the Chitauri that we can't hold out much longer. And I quote, I sure could use a giant impenetrable force field surrounding the Earth right about now. And he replies with, I hear you, Carol, just hold tight. You'll be happy to know I've got two of our best people on it. So, we got Ironheart and Iron Man, or the Tony Stark's AI, I should say, working on it. I'm sorry, I know it's not focusing right. Yeah, there we go. Got them working on it, and down below there, you see a picture of, as they say, New York is burning. Just basically all chaos is letting loose right now, and this is pretty much the time. Like, basically all the pictures here that I'm going to show you is just all the chaos that's letting loose in either above Earth or in New York City. Here you see Star-Lord fighting alongside the Ultimates. Carol Danvers looking all worried there. As different Chitauri are attacking them and kind of get the better of Hyperion. And as it says, as it narrates in here, it happened in an instant. The defenders were broken, and the horde rushed. The defenses were broken, and the horde rushed through. They came to collect their trophy. She had just come into her own. She stood for the future. She was the protector of the universe, and when she fell, hope fell with her. And they are actually talking about Quasar here, the new Quasar. And as you see, Chitauri, one of their creatures eating her, basically. Not really easy way to say that, I guess. Carol is all nervous, saying, Steve, Quasar is down. I repeat, Quasar is down. We need that shield. He calls out to Tony. You hear that, Tony? He and Ironheart are working on getting the shields up, saying that they need more time. Cap says that's one thing we don't have. Luke, how are we looking on your end? And basically that's where all the villains are let loose. And of course Luke Cage is saying, we're not doing so good, not really any better here. That's Whiplash there. And there's Daredevil and Dagger fighting alongside each other. cloak is right there in the corner. It goes on to say, the narration goes on to say, but if we understood that it was anger that led them there, we failed to grasp the depths of it. And there you have Jessica Jones. Fighting, I believe, Nitro. And that's basically what you got that big blast from. So, trying to light up New York City, as he says. So basically, everybody... Steve Rogers, okay, so Steve Rogers has all this stuff planned out. Like, he knew all this stuff was going to happen. He planned on all the bad guys going into New York and basically letting them all loose, letting them just kind of make their way through the city to gain up on all the heroes of the city and to just basically terrorize it. He also had the Chitauri come to Earth, which it'll explain what all happened with that, like how he got the Chitauri to, or how he led the Chitauri to Earth, I should say, because he never really like negotiated with the Chitauri. It was never like he got something, hit it on Earth, and is or would knowing that the Chitauri would come in and try to fight for it, try to get after it, stuff like that. So basically, Captain America is, standing there waiting for his time to say, all right, we're going to raise this shield, we're going to put the force bubble over or the dark force bubble over over New York. We're going to, trap everybody outside, and it's going to look like a complete accident, or like he had no other choice type thing. Which he did. But from here, they got the shields going up, kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but they got the shields going up. And basically, everybody thinks that that's a good thing at first, but basically what it's doing is, since the Chitauri are constantly coming for that object that Steve hit on Earth, then they're not going to stop. They're not going to hit Earth because of that shield, but they're not going to stop. And Carol, the Guardians, all of them are still stuck outside of Earth. Like, they have no sanctuary. And Steve is not letting that shield down. He's not letting them come back inside. And basically, we got two helicarriers smashing into each other. And this is just Hydra's. All this right now is just Hydra's takeover. Is pretty much the gist of it without kind of giving too much away. Sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot. I'm just trying not to give too much away, but yet still give you the storyline. The major spoilers that I'll have coming are going to be in a later book. But anyway, yeah. So basically, Hydra's takeover. Seeing that panel. Steve Rogers, right there. saying, "I am the man who rules the wheel." You got there. Everybody's asking, why did the Hydra soldiers stop shooting? They're all saying "Hail Hydra." That's when they take Sharon Carter into custody. Next to Hail Hydra. And so basically, this is Steve coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm Hydra." And there's the look on Sharon Carter as she's being dragged away by a couple Hydra soldiers, being captive. And he's talking to Carol here, and again, kind of skipping ahead a little bit in the conversation, but basically she's saying, he's explaining what all's happened, how he's not going to take down the shield. And she says, "Steve, what have you done? What's happened to you?" "I'm doing exactly what you would do," he replies. "You should be proud of your work here, Colonel. You built the shield to wall off the world from its greatest threats, and now that you're on the other side of it, you have. Goodbye, Carol." He presses the button that will forever seal her fate, or so he thinks. So here you have Stage 1, Alpha Flight, Space Station, Objective Exile via Planetary Defense Shield, mission accomplished. And the narration says this is the last time we'll ever speak. But there you have, the planetary shield is up. Alpha Flight is stuck out in space. Then skipping ahead to Stage 2, New York City objection, isolate via Dark Force Dimension, mission accomplished. All these missions are accomplished. This is all Steve's doing. Nothing of the heroes' accomplishments. Like, nobody else is accomplishing anything. His plan is working for the Hydra takeover. And Stage 3, Washington, D.C. Objective Hydra takeover mission underway, to be continued. So there you have them over Washington, D.C. with all the helicarriers and such. So, next will be number 1. I'm coming up on a half hour now, next will actually be Free Comic Book Day. I am coming up on a half hour now, so I'll get the Free Comic Book Day quickly done here, especially since it's just a very small issue. Half of it is actually the Spectacular Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1. So it's like a 2-in-1 Free Comic Book Day type thing. Story for Spider-Man called Time Flies, as he battles the Vulture there. So, really won't get into that storyline right this second. I will get more into the Free Comic Book Day one, a little bit more into it tomorrow. But basically, there's Captain America with his fellow Hydra soldiers. You got Arnim Zola, Baron Zemo, Kraken, and so that's just a picture of him rising power with everyone. And you see everybody else trying to fight him. This is basically all taking place in front of Washington, D.C., in front of Capitol. We were supposed to be heroes. We were supposed to stand for something. It's hard to say when it all started going wrong. And so basically all this is one big narration which I guess I'm really not going to get too much into because I'm pretty much showing you everything now. But it ends with all the heroes pretty much falling, and that's what you get into more of the United and the Brave New World and all that. Those other ones I showed you. That's the result of them kind of being all beaten, and they escape and they try to go into hiding. But the last piece here says that they were worthy, and so Captain America holds the hammer of Thor. We'll find out what happens there. That is the last page of that, so I guess next one I'll actually be moving on to Secret Empire #1, and I promise I will get more into the storyline for Secret Empire. I know I talked a lot about what happened before, leading up to it and everything, but next time I'm just going to jump right into #1 for Secret Empire. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications when I put out a new video. And also, if you like the video, don't forget to share it. Facebook, Twitter, anywhere would help out a lot. And yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. Bye.